We have come to end you, Slav. Surrender now. Wait, watch out, Sven. He's pulling something out. Not now, Steve. I'm dealing with this dude. No, Sven. He shot you. Damn it. My plan failed. Of course, it'd fail. It's Russians were fighting here, not Crusaders. Seriously? You decided to make US use swords to fight a Slav? We all know Slavs use guns. Yeah, but we are backed up by a helicopter. Anti-air guns, Sven, anti-air guns. Oh.
Mr. Steven, I am here to inform you that you haven't paid your yearly video bill. The video headquarters of movies hereby have sent me to annoy you whenever you try to watch TV.
Piss. It was year 177,013, 3 years after advertisements were banned. Sponsors were no more, and everyone had to pay for everything little. Bills exceeded and many lost their houses due to there being so much bills. Humans had to sell their homes. Mr. Steven. The Roblox dude, shown right here. Also known as Paul Steven Broccoli. The biggest normie you see nowadays. Who apparently is a high-level gangster. Yes, Paul was part of one of the local gangs. Collecting debt from people who don't pay for the bill evasion fee. A few months before the ad ban, he managed to defend himself from 5 waves of gang members because he bumped into some dude. Some high-level gang dude saw him and found potential. Except his time being the gang member was rough. Paul was a weeb. But a minor one. Not watching itchy due to videos costing money. The only weebish thing he had was an ancient body pillow, which he found in a chest in the bottom of a big scrap pile. He was picked on verbally from the other members, having not been able to get punched because of his defense disorder. Whenever he stands still, he is literally rooted to the floor. Anything that hits him bounces back at if it hits steel. He eventually became more trusted with the members and got better at his job. But that's when it happened. Present day. While Paul was beating the crap out of the television, an enemy gang raided the building, killing everything. All was peppered with bullets, including the body pillow Paul had recently married. Paul was too busy drowning the television, not knowing that the place was raided. He came back to see his most favorite artifact, dotted with bullet holes. He wasn't able to enable his ultra-shown combat mode because everyone was dead, and Paul didn't even have such an ultra mode. After grieving over his artifact, and middle fingering his dead gang, unable to protect his waifu, he left the building with his destroyed body pillow, sparing the enemy gang along the way. After burying his pillow, and saying his goodbyes, having no more reason to live, he went to one of those dystopian future fight club bars. He got smashed depressingly, and on his way out, bumped into some other depression-drunk dude. Then they ended up in the ring. Paul smashed the dude, though having his vision doubled, and won the fight. Then he felt like having another drink and sat back down again. Suddenly, a poster caught his eye. If a Paul were to die, he'd like to have his previous sins forgiven and die honorably. Ah yes. Some defense organization owned by the government. Every dystopian future show has those. Yeah, this one is called the Organization of Copper. Yes. The thing that creeped many YouTubers out. You see. This is year 177,013. Of course Earth would have more aliens living here. The Organization of Copper focuses on preventing space terrorists from blowing up planets and robbing the technology less. as well as beating up gangsters, but Paul didn't have to worry about that. He wore a mask all the time when gangstering. Copper has many unique jobs, like normie soldiers, to medics to the elites who get to be put in movie-like situations. While looking for a fit job, one stood out. The sacrifice units. Yes, the people who have no other purpose but to die. Mainly to test things, whether unknown ships are enemies. Most people who get this job are prisoners. Apparently depressed people are valuable, so they opened up the job to anyone willing to die honorably without a training montage. Paul got onto the bus and said hello to his new, short life. The Sacrificial unit has a different style of futuristic military training. Instead of doing 1 year's worth of being turned from trash into men, they get instantly transferred into a large ship and sent off to wherever the captain of that ship says. But poor Paul, with a minor fear of buses, sneakily jumped out of the window before the depressed people were extracted due to relatable PTSD reasons. Oddly enough, he ended up with the normies. After looking around for some kind of sign that says depressed losers go here, he asked some random non-depressed person for directions. The ship was big. Most people get placed in smaller ships in crews of 10 so they can bond easier. This ship was massive, fit for around 100 people. One of the 100 people were Paul, who apparently ended up getting a surprisingly normal life. He was allowed to have 3 cookies a day and free access to the bathroom. But to make sure that Paul didn't regain his will to live, everyone was allowed to bully him as much as they wanted. One day, though it's hard to keep track of days in space, the ship ran into its very first major inconvenience. A massive vodka bottle was found moving to Earth's direction. The captain's manual to alien fauna guide had no such information about vodka bottles. So, they yeeted Paul into a pod, heading towards the ship. Now, in normal space movies they try to contact the ship via message. You shouldn't question the ways of the dystopian future spaceship alien peace information protocol, you rude person. The pod is one of those steamy ones, where the only camera angle is the inside part of the window. Also the pod has one of them thruster thingamabobs at the back. Yeah, apparently Paul was sent back for some apparent reason. When he was released from the pod, no tough dudes grabbed him and yeeted him into his room. Actually, there was no twigs or rocks in the room. Yeah, all doors were open. Paul ended up looking around the place for anyone, but nobody was there. A voice spoke.
Suicidal unit, Paul Stephen Broccoli, I have appeared to warn you that you are trespassing in high-rank floors.
Who are you? And where are the others?
I am the ship's AI, Alan. There is currently one human aboard the SS. Space is cool.
So I'm the only human on this ship?
Yes, that is correct.
Wouldn't that make me captain?
Error. Welcome aboard, Captain Stephen. All other humans were killed by me. The unknown shuttle fired a beam of hard base on this ship, making everyone a Slav. Humans are only permitted aboard this ship, so I sent all robot units to clean the place up. You can see the trash floating around outside. If you would like, I could open the Quaestor's window to see what they are saying on the other ship.
Paul agreed about the Quesitor's window thing. If you didn't know, Quesitos means know what are saying on the other ship. Oh yeah, also, please use Google Translate to know what they are saying as well.
Hacking into other ship. Please do not turn me off, keep me turned on. 26%, 58%, 99%, 100%. I'd like to remind you to not turn me off. This is rough work.
An uncounted number of minutes later.
Captain Stephen. The Slavs on the ship are migrating to planet Earth to make it their new home base. Earth is known for being safe and having useful resources. They are going to transform the humans with hard base, and they have prepared a massive beam to disable all robots and AI. They are basically planning to take over Earth. You have two choices. One is to run away with me, and find a new home in planet B14759, a livable planet, with massive worms that attack people. The second option is to do something about this, and save the whole planet. Think quickly, this vodka bottle is starting to move away. Keep in mind that I am unable to broadcast a warning to Earth because the hard base radiation will most likely interfere with the broadcast, resulting in the communications headquarters becoming slavified.
The main reason why Paul joined this unit was because he wanted to die, and he will die. He wanted to die with honor. I have decided that I, and I alone, will take care of this problem. Alan yeeted Paul into a pod and shot it into the vodka bottle that was enabling light speed mode.
Paul, can you hear me? This is Alan, everyone's favorite AI. I have copied my AI into a small chip in this pod. Beside you, you can see a bag I prepared with shit used to navigate the place. As well as a hot dog bomb, which you will place in their super scientific endless energy massively dangerous main core. In detonation, will cause a black hole, sucking everything into it.
Alan's plan was perfect. Paul didn't even need a gun. Because of Alan's knowledge and data gain, Paul was fully able to avoid every Slav he saw, as well as every vent system. Eventually, Paul found the main control room, which he inserted the hot dog in whatever hole fit.
Oh yeah, this hot dog can only perfectly detonate when placing the hot dog deep enough. You have to go in further.
Paul obeyed. And in a quick turn of events, the core made a loud moan, loud enough that it could be heard through the entire ship. Multiple armed Slavs appeared, as Paul was standing there cross-eyed, wishing that he could have done that to his body pillow. The main Slav appeared. The head of Slavs. The king.
If it isn't broccoli, we meet again. After all this time.
This Slav was an idiot, who focused more on perfect warrior culture other than defending his own clan. He dueled Paul to a shoot-off. If you don't know what a shoot-off is, it is an ancient Slav tradition, where two dudes use AK rifles to shoot each other in the torso. The first one to drop loses. A gun game like Russian roulette. Apparently the Slav valued Paul as some kind of ultimate fighter who is a professional as this ancient stuff. Paul was nothing but a mere newbie at this. The Slav figured that out during the first 5 seconds of the shoot-off. But in reality, because Paul stood still, the bullets just passed through him. He felt like joking with the Slav and acted as if he was taking pain, while in reality he was as healthy as an astronaut, who eat nothing but vegetables and jog 20 kilometers every day.
Ha ha ha, shoot me in the head, I dare you, my skull is thick as...
But no. Though not taking any damage, Paul wanted to see how low he could go. And to make his journey lower. Why not lower his aim a bit? Yes. You know what I'm saying here. I mean shooting the Slav in the fingers, after all. He will die somehow today.
てめえのつけば金では
My fingers. He shot me in the fingers. The rudest rule in a shoot-off. God, Slavs kill him.
Alan, trigger the explosion. I'm done here. The core was dangerous, all right. It triggered a black hole, making the entire ship implode. And that was the story of how Paul Stephen Broccoli saved the world from Slavs from space. Nobody heard of his sacrifice. Or the events that just occurred. The only one who knew what the hell happened was Alan, trapped in the hard base radiation.
Damn, I wish I had a body so I could salute this man. Why did you even plan on saving the world? You could have been with me for eternity. Idiot.
The Tsundere ship shut off all power and slept for years to come. And Paul, well he...
Mr. Stephen, I am here to inform you that you haven't paid your yearly video bill. The video headquarters of movies hereby have sent me to annoy you whenever you try to watch TV.
Piss. He was sent to a time loop of Slav slaying.
Наркотик не класс.